see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sex.
Racer Toprak Razgatlioglu is once again in the spotlight ahead of the 2026 Catalunya GP. The Turkish rider revealed that he is starting to be interested in trying the motorcycle setup approach currently used by Fabio Quartararo with Yamaha. This statement comes after Toprak felt he hadn't yet found the perfect balance with his new bike's characteristics throughout the early season. In an interview ahead of the Catalan Motorcycle Grand Prix weekend, Toprak admitted to observing how Quartararo was able to perform competitively in several areas that had previously been his weaknesses. He said his aggressive riding style wasn't fully suited to the current bike's characteristics, so a new approach was needed to improve performance. Quartararo uses a different setup than the others. I see his bike working very well, especially in long corners and maintaining mid-corner speed. I'll try it here in Catalunya, Toprak said. This statement immediately caught the attention of the paddock. Toprak has long been known as a rider who relies heavily on front-end feel and hard braking. However, the characteristics of the new Yamaha V4 this season are forcing many riders to adapt more than before. Catalunya itself is considered the perfect circuit for experimentation because the track layout demands bike balance and stability in fast corners. Many observers see this move as a sign that Toprak is beginning to open himself to different setup philosophies. Previously, he had repeatedly emphasized that he didn't want to lose his own riding style. However, inconsistent results have led the world champion to finally be willing to try a new direction in order to find more competitive speed. On the other hand, Quartararo is known for his unique approach to Yamaha setup. The French rider prioritizes stability at rolling speeds over extreme braking. This characteristic has proven quite effective in Catalunya, which has many flowing corners and few hard stop-and-goes. Toprak's technical team is also said to have prepared several important changes for the first free practice session. Their main focus is on improving rear grip and maintaining the bike's stability when entering the notoriously technical third sector of Catalunya. If this experiment is successful, it's not impossible that Toprak will be a serious threat in the fight for the podium this weekend. And here's the full news. The main focus ahead of the Catalan Motorcycle Grand Prix weekend is on Toprak Razgatlioglu. The Turkish rider made an interesting statement that immediately caught the attention of the MotoGP paddock after admitting he wanted to try out Fabio Quartararo's setup approach in Catalunya. In the final few rounds of the 2026 season, Toprak is still trying to understand the full characteristics of the latest generation Yamaha motorcycle. Although he occasionally shows impressive speed, he admits he's not yet completely comfortable maintaining a consistent pace throughout the race. This is especially noticeable in long corners and flowing sections that require stability at high corner speeds. Catalunya is considered the ideal place to conduct this major experiment. The Barcelona circuit's layout is known for being highly technical, with a combination of fast corners, subtle changes of direction, and high demands on rear grip. It's on tracks like this that bike setup becomes a crucial factor. Small changes in geometry or grip distribution can make a big difference to lap times. Toprak is also starting to pay attention to the details of Quartararo's approach. The French rider is known for having a different riding style than most other riders on the grid. While many riders rely on aggressive braking and hard acceleration out of corners, Quartararo focuses more on maintaining the bike's momentum and flowing smoothly through the middle of corners. According to Toprak, this characteristic seems to be starting to fit Yamaha's current development direction. Quartararo uses a different setup than the others. I see the way his bike works very well in certain areas of the track, especially when entering fast corners and maintaining stability at corner speed. I'll try it here in Catalunya, Toprak told the paddock media. This statement became a hot topic in the paddock, as Toprak has been known to be very persistent in maintaining his own racing identity. From the beginning of his superbike career to his move up to MotoGP, Toprak's signature style has been synonymous with extreme braking, aggressive sliding, and exceptional front-end control. However, this season's new Yamaha V4 bike demanded a different approach. Several times throughout the season, Toprak appeared to struggle when tire grip began to decrease. He was capable of great speed on a single lap, but lost stability as the race progressed. This is where Quartararo was considered superior, as he was able to maintain a stable rhythm without putting too much pressure on the front tire. This situation has made Toprak open his mind to setup changes he might not have previously considered. Many paddock analysts see this as a major step in the world champion's adaptation process. It's not just about the bike's technical aspects, but also a change in his racing philosophy. Catalunya itself is known as a circuit that is very sensitive to setup. This track features a combination of long corners like Turn 3 and the final sector, which demands a perfect balance between front and rear grip. If the bike is too aggressive during deceleration, the rider will lose momentum. Conversely, if the setup is too soft, acceleration out of the corner will be hampered. That's why Quartararo's approach is considered interesting. The French rider has consistently been quite competitive at Catalunya in recent seasons, even though Yamaha hasn't always had the fastest bike on the straights. Quartararo's advantage actually stems from his ability to maintain very high rolling speeds. Toprak admitted to having studied Quartararo's telemetry data extensively in recent weeks. He noticed a significant difference in the way the bike behaves in the mid-corner area. Quartararo's bike appears calmer, more stable, and less aggressive during directional transitions. For Toprak, this could be the key to overcoming one of his biggest weaknesses this season. We are trying to understand how the bike works. There are some areas where Fabio is very strong. I think maybe that setup can help me feel more comfortable on the bike, he continued. Yamaha's technical team is reportedly also fully supporting this experiment. In the first free practice session, they are expected to try several changes to the bike's weight distribution, rear suspension settings, and engine braking characteristics. The main focus is to create a bike that is more stable when entering long corners without losing Toprak's signature braking power. However, the adaptation process will certainly not be easy. Quartararo's setup is based on a riding style that has been integrated with Yamaha's character for years. Toprak, on the other hand, has very different natural instincts. Therefore, it's likely he won't copy that setup completely, but rather adopt some key elements that he feels are suitable. Fans are now eagerly awaiting the next race. How will this experiment turn out on the Catalunya track? If Toprak can find a new balance, it's not impossible that he could become a major contender for the podium, or even victory this weekend. More than just a technical change, this move indicates that Toprak is entering a new phase in his MotoGP career. He's no longer relying solely on his natural talent and trademark aggressive style, but is also developing a more flexible approach to conquering the challenges of modern motorcycles. Catalunya could be the starting point for this major change. If Quartararo's setup succeeds in providing additional comfort and speed, Yamaha's competitiveness in the second half of the 2026 season could change dramatically. And for Toprak himself, this could be the beginning of the most complete version of his MotoGP career.